welcome everybody. I appreciate y'all being here today. I think this is our 10th or 11th National Training Fund webinar, so we continue to have good participation. So we'll just keep them going. Thank you for everybody being here and all of your feedback. Today we're going to hear Lee Worley and a department update. We've got Lisa Ranson from the ACE Mentorship Program of America going to give us a rundown on that program and what we can do. And then we'll hear from all of the National Training Fund staff. We've got Quarter, Brian Tannehill, myself, and Michael Samspon on. And then we'll go into a Q&A and adjourn. So with that, I will turn it over to Lee Worley for the apprenticeship update.
Thank you, and good morning or good afternoon, where everybody's at. Got a good agenda. We're going to hear from Lisa Ranson here in a few minutes from ACE Mentorship. Just to give you a quick update, Jason Quarter and I are starting to receive calls regarding the apprenticeship competition next year. It'll be the first week in October in Chicago. We'll get the ironworkers.org website information, hopefully up to date in the next week or so. So stand by for that. And then you'll receive communication from my department on registration and the whole agenda, probably middle to late spring. But I do want to talk about the competition, and I'm interested in hearing your thoughts. Since the last competition in Denver, you know, everybody's got some good ideas. Some we can use, some I don't want to use, and some I have to consider. And something that's been on my mind for a while, and I want to hear your thoughts. And I'm going to put my email address down here under the chat so you have it, and you can send me a quick opinion one way or the other. There's no right or wrong answer, but I was thinking of taking the column climb out for the overall scoring for the competition and just use it as a trophy and or a cash prize. I always get comments every year against it. We're making some apprentices climb something they can't do. Some can, some can't. It doesn't make them a bad ironworker. You know, if you were at the competition in Denver, you saw some people not only struggle trying to get up, but they struggle trying to get down. And that one's a new one on me. So give me your thoughts. There's no right or wrong answer, but that's the direction I'm going. And any other on the contests, anything that you think we should do, just let me know. Interested in it. So James, that's all I got. I want to introduce Lisa Ranson, the ACE Mentorship Program of America. She contacted me a couple of weeks ago, and we had a long conversation, and I told her about our weekly webinar. What a great time for the siren to come by. Sorry about that if you can hear that, everybody. Anyway, I thought it was important for Lisa to come and kind of give a little presentation of what she does, because this is the apprenticeship community, and I'm sure you'll get something out of it. So Lisa, it's all yours. You got the floor.
Okay, so let me get all set up here. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Perfect. Now let me get into presentation mode. Boom, boom. So thanks again, Lee, for the invitation, and good afternoon to everyone. As Lee indicated, I am Lisa Ranson. I am the new Northeast Regional Director at the ACE Mentorship Mentor Program of America. Some of you may know me from my previous role as the Southern Regional Manager from the Helmets to Hard Hats program, and I did see some familiar names beyond the shadows. So full circle moment, and good to see you all again. However, I am here to talk about the ACE Mentor Program. Founded in 1994, the ACE Mentor Program is a free award-winning after-school program that's designed to attract high school students into pursuing careers in architecture, construction, and engineering, including the skilled trades. ACE is a federation of more than 70 affiliates operating in 37 states and largely based in metropolitan areas which are delivering the program. The program is a national nonprofit workforce organization that provides free mentorship to students who are interested in the design and construction industry. Our mission is not only to excite, engage, and support high school students. Our mission is to develop the next generation of architects, engineers, construction managers, skilled craft people, and professionals in allied fields. ACE advances this mission by offering scholarships and internships. And our primary goal is to help build a large, diverse, and better prepared workforce, and to prioritize engaging marginalized students and communities with opportunities through apprenticeship. And our goal is also to assist and guide students by providing mentoring as they are pursuing career opportunities into the ironworkers. Now, inclusion has always been core to ACE's values. Our Committee on Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion challenges us to support those efforts by taking this pledge to become agents of change. And this is our DEI pledge that we urge all of our ACE affiliates to take and show their solidarity by sharing their change agent badge on our social media pages. Our core values align with our DEI pledge. Inclusion means that we will nurture and value the diversity of backgrounds, identities, talents, and beliefs of everyone involved in our program. And in collaboration, we believe in a spirit of mutual beneficial collaboration that will produce the greatest results and maximize our volunteer and physical resources. And we aspire to do this through excellence, to deliver the highest quality and most impactful mentor program, to commit to approaching our work with fairness and honesty. We are comprised of 77 affiliates with students from over 1,100 high schools in 37 states across the country. One of the goals of ACE is to foster diversity in the construction industry. Our affiliates are based in many of the targeted marginalized communities and strive to serve minority students who are often underrepresented in the construction industry. ACE recognizes the need for students to work with mentors of similar backgrounds and serve as role models so that they too can have a successful career in your industry. Our students and mentors, they all come from a variety of diverse backgrounds with regards to their ethnicity, their age, and industry sector that they represent within their local community. We have over 10,000 students who are participating annually, with a reportedly 70% are from minority communities and a third of which are female. And we also have a quarter of our graduating high school seniors who are the first generation individuals from their families. And additionally, we give out approximately $2.5 million in scholarships to high school seniors, and we do have alumni that are studying to pursue careers in their relative industries. And since the program's inception, and they're coming up on 30-year anniversary this year, they've given out over $25 million in scholarships. And our ACE affiliates also offer internships and summer camp experiences. We rely on a volunteer network. All of our volunteers are practicing professionals in design and the construction industry. And our mentors are passionate about what they do. And they often make significant contributions to their communities as role models, trusted friends, and career advisors. ACE is a national network of over 3,500 volunteer mentors, who is the backbone of our program. And their service and passion are invaluable, and they are truly our greatest asset. The right mix of enthusiasm and knowledge makes a great ACE mentor. A good mentor also wants to see the design and construction industry flourish with an influx of new talent. Annually, our mentors contribute more than $17 million worth of pro bono, which really does serve as a testament to our mentors and their belief in this program. Now, our program, again, our program is based upon the school calendar year, which is from November to May. And we follow a mentoring model, and it varies by affiliate based upon the needs of their local community. A typical mentoring team consists of 5 to 6 mentors and 15 students, and they meet for around 2 hours at a time, like 15 times a year. These meetings will take place in schools, mentor offices, or approved training centers. It is typically after school. Each team develops its own program or a case study for the year, and it's based upon project-based learning principles. In the first half of the program, students learn basic skills and knowledge. With their mentors, students will apply this knowledge to develop a realistic project in the second half of the program. And lastly, this was the core of the conversation that brought me here today, is an opportunity how you can dip your toe in the water and partner with a local ACE affiliate to host one of our trades days. We are seeking training centers that are willing to host the Trades Day events that happen throughout the year. Trades Day is meant to excite and introduce students to a variety of construction and exposure to building trade skills by providing real-life, hands-on, and interactive trade stations. This is going to be an opportunity to speak to students about pathways to becoming a tradesperson, the enjoyable aspects of what you do, the salary range, and to dispel some of the common misconceptions about trades. Now, for our national representation of programs where there are heavily populated areas, it's easy for them to create an event for a larger scale. However, we do have affiliates in areas where there is a need for training facilities that are willing to open up the doors to provide this hands-on experience for area students who are pursuing career pathways in the trades. So if you are able to host or you have questions regarding Trades Day in your area, you can feel free to contact Paulette Davis, who is our National Director of Affiliates, and we'll be happy to get you connected with a local ACE affiliates to discuss potential partnership. And with that, I open it up for questions. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, Lisa. Any questions for Lisa?
Well, I'm going to just make a comment,
Yeah,
Janet and Lisa. So, Lisa, I think you'll find some interest in some of our training centers hosting a Trades Day. I remember when I was a coordinator, we started giving tours. We started out with doing it with schools and elected officials. And what I got out of it, especially the elected officials, is that they didn't realize that we have 154 training centers in North America that we actually train to be an iron worker. And I think that I'm more than confident that you'll get more than a few training centers that will host a training day. As far as some of the meetings that occur, it could be anybody from the training department. It doesn't have to be the coordinator. It could be a retiree, for instance, anybody who just wants to speak positive on the trade. Is that what I'm hearing, Lisa?
Absolutely. And that's one of the benefits of becoming a mentor with ACE. Based on my experience and knowledge of working with the trades, I know what an opportunity through apprenticeship and on-the-job training offers to someone from a marginalized community. And when I recognized and understood what ACE represented, I didn't see us, and I still claim us as NAB2. I'm going to be NAB2 till the end. However, I didn't see us knowing what we represent and knowing the benefits of someone who has retired and just wants to volunteer 2 hours of their time, come to the training center or going to one of the talk about the trades, because I know how trades people love to talk about the trades. So yes, it's an opportunity. It's a no cost, no tangible cost, no financial cost. It's just cost of that person's time.
Okay. And I saw a question here. Can you post the contact info for ACE? He couldn't see it quickly enough. So James or Lisa, under the chat session or probably afterwards, we might even put that on listserv for everybody to know. So any questions or comments? This is great, Lisa. Lisa, I think you're going to get some interest in some capacity. Anybody have any questions for her?
I see Paulette joined us here as well, posted in the chat. Paulette, did you have any comments you wanted to add to the conversation?
No, this is fantastic. We are just super stoked to get any trades involved. Our students, once you're around them and you perceive how excited they are to be at these days, it's just fantastic. So thank you for offering this opportunity to speak to you all. Reach out to me anytime. I love talking about the trades. I love seeing the students getting to talk to all of you as well. So that's awesome. Thanks, Lisa. That was a great presentation.
Thank you.
All right. Now, I know there's one thing that iron workers like to do is market and promote their apprenticeship programs. So
I know.
And we've got a lot of K through 12 individuals that come out of school and they're looking for a pathway. And we always talk about how we wish that they could be learn more and be steered to the building trades and specifically the iron workers. So thank you guys. Appreciate you being here.
Absolutely. It's a great opportunity to plant the seed early.
Yeah.
So thanks so much. And you all have a fantastic afternoon.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you, Lisa.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
All right. Okay, sweet. Moving through the agenda, I think we are going to turn it over to Mr. Corder, see what he's got going on. I see he is no longer sporting his fancy mustache, which I'm sad about. Jason?
When kind of shade real quick. So hopefully everybody's doing well. So a couple things on the WCP. We got the new system all running out. Yes, we did have a lot of issues with that when it first came out. I think IT has been working diligently with the office staff here and getting those things corrected. If you are still running into issues, let me know. I know there's been some backlash about people sending in photos and stuff like that. The reason that the photos have to be, we're trying to get them with their square, nice background and everything like that, is contractors are sometimes getting some of these images, and we want to make sure that we're making professional looking out there. We've had guys send in pictures of them laying in a hospital bed, so we got to try to get on that. So rather than that, the WCP, I think program's running really well. We have a lot of good people working on it, a lot of people giving us good feedback with it. I want to touch on the QC47 and the WPQ1 endorsement. So we've had, I think my note says that we've had over 120 people go through that course. You're going to need to start tracking that. So talking with American Welding Society here lately is that it looks like that thing is going to be mandatory for us coming out in July of this coming year. So anybody giving tests at your school is going to need to have that endorsement by July. So we do have our 2 classes set up for the 2024 schedule. The first one's going to be in Washington, D.C., and that's April 16th through the 18th. And the other one is later on that year. It's going to be October 29th through the 31st, and that's going to be in Chicago. So right now, I'm going through an audit with AWS that is auditing the program. We had our first meeting 2 or 3 weeks ago, and they seem to like everything, but they do have a few issues. The last time we were audited was probably over 10 years ago. And we should be getting audited every 3 years, the same way as the National Training Fund comes and audits your guys' programs. They understand it's not our fault it's taking this long, it's on AWS, but they're looking for that. And that was one of the things that they were asking is, what are your plans for the WPQ1 when it comes out? And my response is, I'm already writing a new QA manual. So I have somebody coming in January, another ironworkers senior CWI, to work with me a little bit to touch that up. And then when that's out there, that's when it's going to be probably mandatory, is that as of July. They wanted to kind of push it out before. I said, hey, let me at least get through July in our summer training event so we can have a little time. And they said, oh, they're thinking that's a good idea. Any questions on that?
Just a comment, Jason. So last week, there was quite a few employers in town going over many items with President Dean and the rest of the general officers and the General Executive Council. And when I gave an apprenticeship and training update on and the portion on welding, the employers in the room are really interested, or they just want to know what we're doing because they rely on us to supply them certified welders, and they want to make sure that our CWIs do have this endorsement. I told them that we have prep courses and we're doing everything we can. So please, I think you said next July, Jason, is that correct?
Yeah, I'm looking at July when we get back from Ann Arbor.
Okay, so if you don't have that endorsement, please take the time to schedule your Prometric site, get the training, the prep training needed, and get it. Because if we start losing work, we can't man the jobs due to lack of certified welders, it's going to be an issue. I'm not worried about it, but there's still quite a few people that need it. So do what you can, by probably late spring to get this done, so we don't have any hiccups or interruptions in our welding program. That's all I got.
Yeah, Kevin, you had your hand up. Oh, sorry, Jay. We got a couple guys got questions.
No, I figure it's going to happen. So you don't have to go through a prep course with us. With any AWS test, you can sign up and go take the exam all you want. AWS is also offering them out there, and I believe they have an online course. I was going to talk to Lee and some of the other guys that teach with us about possibly doing an online course in this upcoming year. This way, cut down on a little travel for everybody. So, yes, Mr. Jason.
Just a few discussions we've had within our own district council and talking to a few contractors as well. I know you guys have had a little bit to deal with regarding this, Jason, but do you foresee any date in the future where the search functionality of the new WCP would include searching by last name?
You can put in their first and last name and search people. I'm able to do it myself.
Okay.
So I don't see why anybody else can't.
Gotcha.
If it might be a glitch in the system, try it out, Jason. If it's not working for you, let me know.
We'll do.
Kevin Crocker, you got your hand up?
Yeah, originally you said the facility would only need one person that had that endorsement. It sounds like now every CWI at that facility needs to have it.
It's going to be anybody that's giving a test.
And then secondly, we've been doing some of the weld certs online. We've been getting notifications by email that some of them have been rejected, but they don't tell us which one. Can we get something fixed on that? Because, we submit 15 in a week. It's hard to go back and find which one was not approved.
Okay, I'm making a note of it, and I will talk about that with staff here in the IT and see if we can get that with that. I think should be. I'll get back with you, Crocker, with everybody on that. But yes, I'll look into that.
Thank you.
Kevin and the rest of the coordinators said, we need at least one per training center. But, just keep in mind, if that person's gone, quits, retires, becomes a business manager, and you're sitting SOL without anybody, you might want to have a backup plan.
Yeah, anybody that's got a test supervisor folder needs to have the QC endorsement. Jim, you got your hand up, buddy. You're next.
Yeah, so I'm a little, I took mine, Jason, and passed it Saturday, but I'm awesome. I'm a little worried about the iron workers out in the field. If you'll look on best practices and you'll look at 2 qualifications to a standard and to an organization, if the end user requires an AWS certified welder, it must be done at an AWS accredited testing facility. So I see that, and everybody's going to need the WPQ1 endorsements. It's on page 3, Jason, if you'll look it up later. But what I see that is when the inspectors out in the field looks up AWS as a quick check, and we are on the registry, they're going to look them up to their book number. And then what they're going to see is a lot of the iron workers keep their continuity up just by stamping the back of the paper. They will not show up on the computer as being current. And that's going to be a problem because the iron workers out in the field are going to say, "Ah, fuck, it's good, it's good, it's good." But it's not going to be good, and it's going to overwhelm our training centers because all these welders are going to need to be current in our system, and they will not be current in our system unless they sent the continuity to you guys in Washington and it shows up on the AWS website as being current. They're going to have a paper cert out there, and they're going to show the continuity, and they're going to say, "That's all right, you're not current in Ironworkers accredited testing facility." That's going to be a big problem, and it's going to overwhelm.
Yeah, I can see your concern with that. And again, as we've been saying for a long time, you know, you got to keep continuity up through us. And these guys that have decided not to do it, that's going to be on them. They're going to be the ones that are coming to your training facilities asking for retests.
Well, the end user is the way I'm looking at it is the end user is it's going to be right on the structural drawings. All welding on this site must be from an AWS certified welder. Then if you'll look on 2, it gives a definition of that. And for you to be current, it needs to come from an AWS accredited testing facility, which we are. But when that endorsement goes into effect, you're not going to show your continuity on the computer. And these guys ain't going to look out in the field. They're going to look through the AWS website, and you're going to pull our website, and it's going to show that that welding process is not current, no matter if the continuity has been stamped on the back of it. That's going to be a big one.
A possibility. We're going to work through it. You know, you got to remember that we do have a specialty program from AWS. So it's not always, some of our stuff doesn't follow D1.1 exactly to the T, or some of these old other code books, simply because we have a custom program, the way our system is set up, and AWS has agreed to do with that, to work with that. So that's
I think it's going to come for education to the business managers, and you know how arrogant they are some of the time. They better see that this is going to be a thing. And then you're going to have a bunch of welders on the job, great welders, and they're going to say, "Get off the job because you're not in the ironworker system as current. Your papers are expired." And then they're all going to hit the training centers, and they're going to want to be certified in 3 hours. And that's just what I see. Maybe I'm seeing it wrong too, but that's all
I could see where you're going with it. And I'm going to say, hey, you know, we signed up for salary.
It's not that I'm trying to get out of work. It's going to overwhelm these training centers, and the education is going to have to be given to the locals to educate the men, because most of the ironworkers are going to say, "I've been welding like this for 30 years." Shit, you know how it goes.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Thanks, Jim. I appreciate bringing that up. Anybody else got any questions for Quarter before we move through the agenda? Okay. If you do, reach out to him, email. You can contact him, give him a call. He'll be available. I am certain of it. Okay. Let's see. What are we at? 10:30. All right. We got to push a little bit here. Tannehill, you want to give us a quick report on what you got going on, my friend?
Yeah. So, IICB news, I guess, Kiewit in Texas, it has told me that they're going to start accepting our IICB rigging certification, and that those iron workers working for them on any of their projects will be able to have the IICB in lieu of the NCCCO rigging certification. So they don't have to have both, they just have to have ours, and that's good enough.
Hey, Brian, Kevin Hilton here. Who was it a client or a GC? I just missed that. I'm sorry.
Kiewit.
Oh, yeah, Kiewit. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much. Yeah. Is that just Kiewit has so many different divisions? Is it Kiewit Energy?
It says the Crane Group. So yeah, my assumption is that it's Kiewit Energy, but it was John Manus that I'm talking to from them. And he said they're going to accept it on every job they're on. If there's a rigger and they're an iron worker and they have an IICB rigging certification, they're going to accept it.
That's good news. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. So if you're not qualified to give the IICB at your local, then you may want to look at the 3 opportunities that you have in the first part of next year to be able to do that. If you are and you're not giving them, might think about scheduling dates so that you can give those exams. Obviously, if you want to give them, you're not really sure how to do it, give me a call. I can help you get through it. I'll come to your facility and help you administer the exams the first time so that everything goes off without a hitch. February 5th through the 9th in Washington, D.C. That's the next one. March the 25th through the 29th in Henderson, Nevada, the Las Vegas Training Center. And then April the 29th through May the 3rd in Chicago. There's only 2 opportunities for the Appr rigging certification for the Proctor portion next year. One in May the 20th through the 24th in Chicago, and September the 16th through the 20th in Chicago. So any questions about the IICB or the Appr?
All right.
None? Okay.
Hey, it's Joe Kearns, Local 5 Ironworkers Coordinator.
Yeah, Joe.
So I'm coming up on my recertification, and do we have that in the works yet for the IICB?
So the recertifications, if you're needing to recertify, then you need to schedule before it expires to get that redone. You have to take the written test and the practical test to be able to recertify. So I know there's a lot of recertifications in 2024 that's coming up, like a bunch of them. So if you're if you are at this time an approved testing facility, then you will be required to recertify. You have to recertify. So.
And can you do that at your own training center then, as long as you have Proctor Observer to run you through?
No, you have to do that. You have to do that at the regional training center.
Okay. All right. Just wanted
at the regional training center.
Okay, perfect. If you have any questions for Brian on that stuff, reach out to him. Good news on Kiewit.
Yep.
That's great. Okay. Excuse me. All right. So I just want to we got a couple others to go through. So I'm just going to give a couple quick shout outs and kind of what I'm doing a little bit. The grant consultations continue. If you are an apprenticeship coordinator or business manager and you have not had a grant consultation with me yet, you are not in the grant space, you are not actively pursuing grants, please reach out to me and let me give you some resources and advice to help you kind of dive in that space and maybe save you a bunch of work or headache, or find something. A lot of times what I do is I'll find grants these guys didn't even know were already in their state, and they call me back, hey James, I just got a bunch of money. So make sure you reach out to me, make sure you're utilizing me as a tool for that space. And then I just want to kind of give a shout out. I had a grant consultation with Andrew Chance out of Local 24 Kansas a few weeks back. He just emailed me, said he got a $30,000 grant for equipment and forklift training. Talked with Eric Sanchez up in Local 86 out of Seattle. They just got a $355,000 pre-apprenticeship grant through the Washington State Department of Transportation. So your DOTs can be a good space to look for money. I just talked to Jason Rafter out of California and vicinity. They got $1 million grant split between North California and South California for the years 23 and 24 for employment training, basically reimbursing their apprenticeship programs for any apprentice that's being trained. And then Mitch Kettle out of Local 378 got a grant. 24 apprentices will get $10,000 each for childcare. So they're going to be doling that out. And then those are some of the most recent ones that I heard about. We do have the Viper thing going, the Ironworker Viper pre-apprenticeship. If you guys don't know about that, please reach out to me. I know we've talked about it a bunch, but essentially what we're going to be doing is veteran pre-apprenticeships across the country. We can host them at your areas. Lee and I are working right now. Mostly Lee is doing a really good job on rounding up these vendors. So we've got Lincoln and Miller, Milwaukee Tools, Crosby. We're meeting with 3M tomorrow. So if you do host one of these veteran specific pre-apprenticeship programs, you'll have all this gear arriving for not only your program to conduct these cohorts, but also for the students in the cohorts. So we're really, really super excited about this. I think our goal is to do like 3 or 5 of these across the country per year. I'm hoping we can get one knocked out by the end of the year, but I don't know. It takes some time. Viper now has a direct relationships with Helmets to Hard Hats, so they're being funneled all of H2H's data as far as veterans, preparing to be released. So we're excited about this Viper thing to take off. And if you want to be a part of it and get some good candidates for your program, help veterans transition and kind of build your workforce, reach out to me and we'll talk about it. And I think that's it. If you have questions to me, just reach out to me directly. Let's see. I know Mike's got a Helmets to Hard Hats thing that he wants to talk about, but let's let Bart, if you want to jump in and do your little LMS update. I know we've had some movement there. You want to give us a rundown?
Sure. Hey, everybody. I know we went through a lot of pain over the past month or so with these broken links to flip books. Just wanted to update everybody that those have been fixed. As far as we know, they're all working now, including the open book buttons within the assignment sheets. And also all the instructor resources are all fixed as well. It was just a problem we had with these external links outside of the LMS. That's all been wrapped up. I know that some folks have instructors that would like training that maybe can't train during normal hours, and that's fine. I'm happy to work after hours too to do the training. I've done that recently, so just let us know at KLMS support at iwintl.org if you want any of your folks to have administrator or instructor training, and we'll line up a little Zoom session and get your training for you.
Awesome. Thank you, Bart. If you got any questions for Bart, reach out to him. I will jump back just real quick. I got a couple messages in chat. We've got Paul with Ironworkers Local 7 just got a $90,000 check today for reimbursement for GWO training. Rock on. Local 29, $1.7 million over 3 years for pre-apprenticeship in that adjusted impacted space. Super, super good stuff, man. So if you want to get in on that, reach out to me. Let's see. All right, we're going to turn it over to Michael Sampson, and you are co-host there, Mike. If you wanted to share your screen, my friend, and
yeah, I was going to share my screen here in a minute. I just wanted to update everybody. If you didn't see the email that came out on a listserv from Lee Worley a few weeks ago, but the 2024 Regional Training Center calendar is out. It's on. If you want to see the calendar, it is on ironworker.org under the training tab, and I believe it's for instructors. And you have to scroll down until you see Regional Training Center. I always encourage you guys to get people registered earlier than later, especially for those classes that fill up. And as a reminder, there is no CWI prep on the Regional Training Center calendar because that's being handled through Hobart. And I know Lee sent some stuff out about that too. So if you haven't checked your listserv, check on those. And I'm not going to take a whole lot of time. I just, many of you may or may not know, when Ed Abbott retired, I kind of assumed the Helmets to Hard Hats. And I'm trying to get my...
Looking good, Mike. We can see it.
So they had a quarterly meeting 2 weeks ago. I was at this meeting, and one of the things that I told Lee was I wanted to hold Helmets to Hard Hats accountable because I know they get a lot of money for working with the trades. and I want to hold them accountable. So I'm asking you guys to please follow up with Helmets Hard Hats. You can see in that this was one of their PowerPoint slides from 2018 to 2021. What they call known successful transitions, there was 11,000. And this is a year into it, from 2022 to 2025. Their goal is to have at least 15,000. Well, I want to make sure the ironworkers get part of that 15,000. So I want you, as I was talking to them, one of the things that they said to me was they have these different regional directors, and I've got this slide up. I know it's hard to read, but I put the PowerPoint in the very beginning of the of our call. I put the link to this PowerPoint in the in our chat, and I'll put it again at the end here just so it'll be fresh at the top for everybody's chat. But these are different regional directors. Some states have their own, like New York, I believe, has 2. Michigan, they have a big grant in Michigan, and they're really hitting Michigan hard. So as I was talking to them, Helmets to Hard Hats, and telling them I want to make sure we get ironworkers are getting some of these applicants, they told me part of it is this job board. In order to get on this job board, you have to contact one of those regional directors. And this is a screenshot of their posting. So you can see IW is about center way through there, but we're about 2/3 of what we're under 100. I'm going to say we're about 75 to 80 job board postings. If you could, as a favor to me, is what I'm asking, so that I can go to Helmets to Hard Hats and either get on them about giving us applicants, or they're not doing their job. I need you guys to please get a hold of those reps. And what these job board postings are is something like this screenshot here. This one's, I believe, with the one from the UA. And these regional reps should help you walk through on how to set these up. And it could be specific to a local. It doesn't have to be to a specific job, like the Blue Oval project or a lot of these battery plants. It could just be for your apprenticeship, so that apprentice veterans looking to transition out could get a hold of our apprenticeships, and we could reach out to them. So that's kind of what Helmets to Hard Hat does. Is their goal is to get these links out to our people. And what I'm asking you to do is reach out to those regional directors that on that previous slide, so that I can tell them whether or not we're getting people. Like right now, I'm I don't have any data to tell them yes or no. And one thing they were hitting real hard is Michigan. So I know Wisconsin has like the UP, and I'm going to get with Matt Rajda out of Detroit, because those are the 2 locals. I want to make sure they're registered, so that as they're claiming with this grant that Helmets to Hard Hat got $1 million just for the state of Michigan, they need to get 350 veterans within the trade. So again, if they're hitting Michigan hard, I want to make sure Matt Rajda and Wisconsin's on this site, so that I can defend our position of whether we're not getting our fair amount of contacts from them. So again, this is kind of just a screenshot of their resource page, and this is what their in slide was. The very last bullet there is get to know your H2H regional manager, and that's what I'm asking you on this meeting to do, is reach out to those regional managers that I had at the very beginning. And if you could do that, please reach out to me. Most of you've got my email, but I will put it in the email at the end. Please reach out to me. Let me know if you are or not. Again, my whole thing is I want to hold Helmets to Hard Hat accountable and make sure we're getting the people that we're supposed to be getting. So any questions or comments on Helmets to Hard Hat?
Just so the audience knows, when I asked Michael to take this over, I did it because I knew he could handle it. And second of all, he's also a veteran. So thank you, Michael. and he's doing exactly what I needed. And I kind of jokingly tell people around the country, I've been around helmets to hard hats for 25 years, and I still kind of didn't know what they did. And Mike's trying to clear that water and like I said, hold them accountable. They got a great organization, but some of the information was not being disseminated as it should from them down to the trades. A lot of the servicemen and women leaving the trades, they don't even know about helmets to hard hats. So Mike, thank you for knocking on their door, and don't stop, buddy.
Thanks.
So again, yeah, just I'm asking you as a favor to me is to do what they're asking, because they put it back on me that we're not putting these postings out there. So I just need you guys to put the postings out there, reach out to these guys. So when I have my next quarterly meeting with them, I can say, hey, we're doing what you guys said. I want some results. So, and I told them straight up, I'm going to keep on them until we see results. So,
Jason, you got your hand up? And then
yeah, Mike, would you like us to notify you right away when we update the posting on their website?
yes, please do. That way I can, when I reach out, when I have their next quarterly meeting, I can say, hey, in the last quarter, I've had X number of coordinators contact me personally that they are on this site, and I will put it out on a list, or I'll ask you if you get people from there to contact me too, because I want to know. I want to know, is it working for us the way it's supposed to?
Perfect. Kevin Crocker next, and then we'll go to Paul.
Yeah, Mike. So we get a lot of veterans that apply, and we bring them into our program, but I think only one has ever said that they went through helmets to hard hat. Should we reach out to helmets to hard hat when we get a veteran that applies to our program?
So I'm going to, Lee, correct me if you don't agree with me on this, but I'm going to tell you no, because that was my experience with helmets to hard hats. I would get veterans, but they would want me to pad their numbers. And that's what I told Marty Helms. I was not going to, he's the director. I'm not padding his numbers. If I get a veteran because of something I did on my end, and it's not a true representation of what helmets to hard hats doing, and I'm not padding their numbers. So I don't know if Lee, if you agree with that, but that's what I told Marty.
Guys, we just want to do the right thing. So share or don't share. Just, as long as we get somebody a job or a good career and lead them down the path. So, I don't want to complicate this anything more than it is. Let's just improve it. Michael, you're making the improvements. And whether it's padded or not, let's just do the right thing.
Perfect. Paul, you're next. Go ahead. You're muted.
Hey, guys. Mike, this one's kind of for you. The Rob Schwartz was originally my rep for this area, so it looks like he's moved up the ranks there. Has there been any talk about a new rep for the Northeast, or are we still kind of being left in limbo? Schwartz was great. He used to send everybody our way, and we would give everybody a shot, some of which wouldn't even need to go into the apprenticeship. They had plenty of experience, but most did. Has there been any talk about a new Northeast rep?
So yeah, they were saying that Rob, I can't say his last name, Rob Schwartzen, he's got a big area, and they're looking at kind of splitting that coast, the East Coast up between two, but they don't have anybody up there yet. So that PowerPoint, the second or third slide has a contact information for each one of your, like New York State does have two. So they have two, like a northern and a southern. Michigan has their own, but I'm asking you to reach out to these directors so that we can get on these job postings, and then I can give them an accurate feedback when I go to their next quarterly meeting.
Perfect.
They did send out a Northeast region representative notice of opportunity, so they're looking for somebody. So if anybody up in this area has a vet that wants to make the jump and become that guy, I can share it to the group and send it to Mike. I mean, why not? If we can get our own people in there, that'd be great.
Absolutely. Love to get a few iron workers. I know they got some out in California. They got a couple iron workers, and I think actually out of the Midwest, one of them's an iron worker also. So, but yeah, if you want to share that posting, absolutely.
All right. Thanks, Mike. If you guys got anything on that, reach out to Mr. Sampson. And I guess we got a little bit of time left. Does anybody have anything? Any questions, comments, concerns, things going on in your area? anything apprenticeship needs. We always want this to be an open forum as well too. So Courtney, you are on.
Hey guys, I didn't ask James to put me on this meeting because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make it, but I'm here. So I have a couple of quick things for you guys. Just following up real quick on what Samson said, I am working with Helmets to Hard Hats to do some communications outreach and get some stuff added to our website from them as well. I'm also working with Viper on very similar things. Just to add some exposure. When people search ironworkers on the internet, they can at least find those programs as well. If they're a veteran, we hope that they take part in those pre-apprenticeships. The other quick thing that I have for you guys is that National Apprenticeship Week is coming up November 13th through the 19th. And I'm collecting member highlight type announcements for social media, newsletter, magazine, things like that. You guys were fantastic when I asked for you guys to send me some female apprentices. I got so many of them. I'm working with them. I got a lot of them set up working with the partnership that we're working on for National Apprenticeship Week. That's a little bit out of the regular from what we typically do. So I'm kind of excited about that. But I have no male apprentices right now on my radar for member highlights during National Apprenticeship Week. So if you guys have any just standout apprentices that you would love to highlight, just let me know. You can just send me an email. I can send you the form. If the form is too much for you to fill out, just send me an email and say, look, these are great. I don't have time to deal with it, and I can take it off your hands and go through the steps with your apprentices individually if you don't have time to do the form. But that's all. The other thing, Tradeswomen Build Nations is coming up in December, and we are also looking for some women to highlight during that time. Like I said, I have a great handful of female apprentices that you guys sent me earlier. So I'll probably continue working off of that list. But if you didn't submit anything the first go around, just give me a text, give me an email, and we can discuss maybe how I can get together with some of your standout apprentices here in the next couple of weeks or so.
Awesome. Thanks, Courtney, for jumping in. I seen you jump in. I was like, well, maybe she's going to bring us some good information. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks.
Any questions for Courtney on any of that stuff? Okay, cool. Let's see. I'll turn it back over to Lee just before we close, if he's got anything he wants to talk about, and then we'll get everybody out of here.
Yeah, it's hard to believe November is just around the corner next week, and then we're into the holiday season. So I haven't spoke with James or the rest of my department coworkers. I don't know if we're going to do, James, what do you think? At least one more, maybe not 2 webinars?
Probably just one. Yeah, I think we've been shooting about 6-8 weeks. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll give you some information on that down the road. But I thank everybody for participating. Please don't be shy getting a hold of one of us on any comments that we talked about today or in the past or anything in the future we're not talking about. So everybody be safe. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you being here.